Two Chinese ships close on a lone Japanese fishing boat. Radio warnings go unanswered. A Japanese captain makes a split-second call, puts steel between civilians and a flotilla. This is the story of a high-risk shield maneuver in the Senkaku/Diaoyu flashpoint, silent intercept patterns, wave pressure intimidation, and a patrol craft threading a red line at hull-length distance. Stay to see how air power, F-15JS overhead, turns a sea chase into a joint deterrence play, and why that choice likely prevented a collision, a ramming, or worse. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Two gray hulls fan out without a word. Why does silence hit harder than a warning shot? Silence carries intent without an exit. No phrase to argue. No tone to misread. Just steel moving with purpose, and you feel the math close on you. A Japanese fishing boat drifts near the Senkaku/Diaoyu line, nets down, engines low. Two Chinese ships announce Diaoyu waters and push in. The claim is the point, but the method is the weapon. They don't chase. They reshape the space until the only path left is the one they prefer. The final Japanese radio call goes out, clear and procedural. Nothing comes back. What does come back is heading and helm. The Chinese pair pivot into a silent intercept, bows angled off-center to kill the escape lanes.
Two China Coast Guard vessels intruded Japan's territorial waters around the Senkaku Islands in Okinawa on November 12th. The Japan Coast Guard demanded the vessel leave the waters, but another vessel later entered Japan's territorial waters around noon. One of the four China Coast Guard vessels that was around Senkaku Island entered Japan's territorial waters around 8 a.m. local time. It was the first time since October 7th that China Coast Guard ships entered Japan's territorial waters. Tensions around the Senkaku Islands have been rising due to escalating provocations by China.
No flash. No spray from a cannon. Just geometry. And that lands harder than noise. Look at the layout. The lead ship pins the bow on lane, taking away the straight line out. The wing ship has the beam, trimming away the side step. The fishing boat has one move left, a hard turn that sets up a close pass within seconds. That's the trap. Turn late and you're boxed. Turn early and you eat wake and lose control. This is gray zone pressure. It lives in the gaps, radio denial, tight closest point of approach, slow speed changes that seem routine but squeeze timing. It's compliant on paper, coercive in effect. Slight speed up, then a half-knot bleed. A few degrees of rudder. You aren't hit, but your choices get thin. Japan's constraints snap into place. Protect civilians. Avoid a collision. Uphold the sovereignty claim. Stay below the threshold where a kinetic response even becomes a question. Every order on the bridge runs through that filter. It narrows what you can do but doesn't change what you must do. Coercion tools show up in quiet ways. Horns stay cold, because a blast can escalate. Spotlights rake across waterline and deck gear, angles that say, "We see you, adjust course." Hulls load and unload water, throwing displacement as a signal. Prop wash cuts patterns that tell a trawler to turn without a word. It's a language of motion, not sound. Risk peaks fast. The Chinese hull lifts a wave wall, that muscular surge from a broad bow at low range. It's not a ram. It's a shove of moving water, a dare for the Japanese patrol craft to misjudge a yaw or a roll and clip gunnel or rigging. If you're on the deck, you feel it in your knees before you clock it in your eyes. The Japanese captain draws a red line that matters: civilian safety first. That isn't a slogan, it's a course. He commits to slide the patrol craft between the predator and the prey. That decision trades paint risk for human risk. It also resets the geometry. If he gets the nose in clean, the fishing boat gains seconds and sea room. You may ask, why not pull the trawler out early? Because the bracket closes faster than the nets can come up, and a tow at the wrong angle can snap gear or swing the stern into harm's way. The safer call here is steel on lane denial. One hull, wide beam, high visibility. Make the corridor. Force the overtake to fail. This is the part where most plans bend. Wind shifts. Wake stacks. Pride digs in. But the shield only works if it holds. Next, how you drive a patrol craft like a moving barrier when the sea is a weapon and the clock has no mercy. How do you stop two ships with one hull?
The Tsugaru Strait lies between Hokkaido and Honshu. On October 6th, NNN cameras captured footage of two Chinese ships passing through the strait.
中国海警って書いてある。
These two ships belong to the China Coast Guard. These two ships belong to the China Coast Guard.
この2隻が中国の船かな。
The Japanese captain sets up a crossing the T block. He wants the patrol craft's bow to cut the lead ship's advance at the tightest safe closest point of approach, just enough to force a course change without contact. The timing window is seconds. He reads the angle, judges the drift, and slides the nose across the threat axis to put steel between the fishing boat and the push. Every delay has a price. Wait too long and the trawler gets bracketed. Move too soon and you give up leverage and invite an overtake on the weak side. The sea joins the fight. Swell stacks on the beam. Wake rolls push into the patrol craft's rudder, and the water itself becomes a lever the Chinese can grab without touching a thing. The technique is simple to say, hard to execute. Bow-on posture to soak the wake so it hits armor instead of the trawler's light hull. Low speed, high rudder angle to slide laterally without surging ahead. Engines at immediate back down, ready to kill way in a heartbeat if the lead ship lunges. It's ship handling on a knife's edge where throttle, helm, and hull form draw the line. Spacing decides survival. The captain holds a hull-length separation on the lead ship, just wide enough to defeat an overtake but tight enough to deny the notch between patrol craft and trawler. He keeps his beam broad to the fishing boat, closing the gap that a nimble bow could try to slip through. No gap, no play. Modern patrol craft make a soft wall. Prop wash and vectoring shape water, not steel. By angling screws and playing throttle offsets, the captain creates a band of churn that resists entry. It's like laying a strip of loose gravel across a road, no official barrier, but a clear no-go zone if you value control. The Chinese counter with a surge and fade rhythm. The lead hull noses forward to throw pressure, then bleeds a knot to catch the patrol craft's correction. That forces a yaw, small but real, as wake grabs the Japanese bow. Meanwhile the second ship loiters right on the line, not closing, not leaving. It hangs like a weight on the board, shaping choices by being present. On the Japanese deck, sound returns. Acoustic warnings snap back on, short, clipped, authoritative. The tone says the window is closing. Crew lash fenders along the threat side and bring cameras high. Evidence matters in these zones. Every helm order now builds a timeline for the lawyers and the next patrol. The lead Chinese ship tests one more angle, slides its bow toward the lane the trawler would use to run. It meets the soft wall. Prop wash and hull stance work as planned, and the path feels heavy without a tap of steel. The calculus changes. The lead ship peels off in a slow arc that saves face but yields space. The second ship holds its line for a beat longer, but the geometry is gone. No clean way to wedge. No cheap win left. The escort starts. The Japanese hull eases a beam of the trawler and shapes a corridor back toward safer water. Speed low. Rudder alive. The civilian boat tracks the wake like a handrail while the patrol craft eats the sea state up front. The gap grows. Pressure drops. This holds sea control for the moment. But deterrence steps up a tier when the air net comes alive. F-15JS overhead change the board, the angles shift, the clocks reset, and now every move on the water answers to a shadow above. Deterrence isn't loud. It's timing, angles, and a captain who risks his hull to shield a civilian. One patrol craft changed the geometry, then air power raised the ceiling. That layered response forced a choice and closed the book on the close pass without a shot. What would you do, hold the line bow on, or give sea room and risk the trawler? Comment your choice below, and subscribe if you want more hard tactical breakdowns. This is where judgment beats volume. Joint pressure, 1 patrol craft and 2 F-15JS, turned a standoff into a controlled exit. Next time, the line may move, and the test will come faster.